Xplane Dedicated. Welcome to the home of Xplane Dedicated on YouTube. This is the YouTube channel where you can find hints, tips and reviews regarding Xplane. I have access to some of the foremost developers of Xplane content in the world. They are members of both the Facebook group and here on the YouTube channel. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments below on any of the videos. I will see them. Or even join the Facebook group. The link will be below. Don't forget to hit the like button and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. Cheerio. Also, 1, 2, 3. Cheerio.
Dublin, November 180 Bravo Bravo with it.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014 Bravo Bravo.
Bravo Bravo, descending for 60, so climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo Bravo.
Correct. What's your requested routing?
Let's go and then direct.
521 ready, cleared, right, let's go.
Let's go, Bravo Bravo.
Xplane Dedicated. Welcome to the home of Xplane Dedicated on YouTube. This is the YouTube channel where you can find hints, tips and reviews regarding Xplane. I have access to some of the foremost developers of Xplane content in the world. They are members of both the Facebook group and here on the YouTube channel. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments below on any of the videos. I will see them. Or even...
Good. Oh, you can't see me there, can you? Well, let's adjust that camera. Hope you can see me okay. Good morning, YouTube. Hope everything is all right. If you're wondering what this white thing here is in front of me, it's my microphone. Hope you can hear me okay. So I know I've got one viewer at least at the moment. So if you could just indicate, just say hello, let me know if everything's all right with the sound. I hope it is. Today we're it's a different live stream. As you can see, I've got Xplane 11 opening, and for those of you who don't use Xsplasher, excuse me, if you don't use Xsplasher, Xsplasher is a application that changes the screen, the splash screen of Xplane 11 each time you open it. It's easy to set up. I did a review on it some months ago. Have a look on, I'm not sure whether it's on xplane.org or on GitHub, but if you do a search in Google and put in Xsplasher, it'll come up, and it's easy to use, and every time you open Xplane you get a different screen. Excuse me. And what you do is you accumulate, you create a library of your own screenshots. Excuse me, which is a lot better in my view than the standard Xplane 11 splash screen. Right, so going back to Naha Radio MC, everything is good, thank you very much. So going back to the reason for the live stream, excuse me, it's very early in the morning here, that's why my voice is a bit deeper as well. It's 23:45 in California, so quarter to midnight. Oh, Naha, thank you very much. Stay up as late as you can, mate. If you can't stay up later, then you can watch the stream later on the YouTube channel. But hey, you know, thumbs up to you, my man. Right, so the reason for the live stream this morning is that I'm going back to my roots, and we're going back to having a look at a freeware airport. Sorry, not some freeware airports, but we're going to have a look at a freeware airport, and at the same time we're going to have a look at SimHeaven's X Europe as well. Especially, you know, I mean, Naha out in California, you may not have noticed this, but SimHeaven X Europe is a add-on which adds OSM data to the whole of Europe, or to the majority of Central Europe, and it is absolutely amazing. If you've got a machine that can handle it, then it looks really, really good. Although recent reports from the last day or two is that it works on some really kind of low-end and mid-range machines as well. I have noticed no impact on frame rates whatsoever, although I have got what would be considered a high-end machine. So we'll have a look at Cologne. This is EDDK Cologne, and I'm in the Zibo 737. I'm not really going to start the aircraft up. I might, but that's not the purpose of the stream. The stream is to look at the airport, and something that we tend to forget, especially in light of Orbex coming to Xplane, is that Xplane, the whole ethos of Xplane was that the third-party freeware developers would actually expand Xplane, and they have. I mean, if it wasn't for the freeware third-party developers creating airports, creating scenery, Xplane certainly wouldn't be where it is now in the marketplace. Xplane 10 started that kind of trend with freeware artists, and that is still maintained today. Now, there are lots of sites. The primary site is xplane.org for freeware and payware, and so it's really nice to come across an airport that's been created by somebody just for the pure love of it. Then, you know, they're not making money, so to speak, so all they get is downloads, likes, and kudos from their peers, their fellow scenery builders. Not forgetting, of course, that many scenery builders who started off developing freeware have now moved themselves into the payware market because their skills have increased to a degree whereby they can produce stuff that, you know, is payware quality. So why not try and make a little bit of income? Okay, so that's what we're going back to. Smiley Games, good morning to you. I don't know where you are. Let me know where you are in the world. You know, I don't want your address. Just say whether you're in California, whether you're in Europe somewhere or wherever. Just, you know, put your city or country in there, which would be really nice. So we've got 5 viewers, so please let me know, say hello, say good morning or good evening or whatever, and I will give you a shout out, okay? So Cologne Echo Delta Delta Kilo has been created by a guy called Cedric Gauche. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Certainly Cedric and Gauche, G-A-U-C-H-E, which is really nice. Smaley Games is in London, so just down the road. Well, I say just down the road, about 2.5 hours, two and 3/4 hours from Cardiff, where I am. Anyway, Cedric Gauche, as I say, has created this. So I'm going to have a look around. I'm going to try and do what I used to do when I would create a film. So if it looks a bit weird, do not panic, as they say. Okay, so I'm just going to use some of the camera views. Now, of course, Cologne is primarily it's a cargo hub, and as you can see, as we scan around here, actually this doesn't look that bad at all. It appears to be some custom buildings, but also an awful lot of Lego brick. But there's moving vehicles. There's a stair down there just moving around. Yeah, there's some moving vehicles, not a lot. You would expect more. There's one over the back there. You might not be able to see it. I'm moving my mouse, but I've got my mouse turned off on screen, so you might not be able to see it. But over the back there, there's a vehicle, and I just saw a car moving somewhere out of the corner of my eye. So there are some moving vehicles, not a lot. You'd expect more in an airport of this size, especially a cargo airport. And as you can see, even though it's a cargo hub, there are not many aircraft around. I wonder what would happen if I turned on static aircraft. Let's have a look. And I can never remember how to do this. Is it settings? It probably is settings. Graphics. Draw parked aircraft. There we go. Let's see if we get some parked aircraft. Excuse me. As I say, once again, it's very early in the morning. Number of viewers is going up and down because obviously it's it is 10 to 8 in the UK here, so around about the same time all over Europe, and over in America, excuse me, it is coming up close to midnight. So I think, just briefly looking at what we saw then, it looks very nice. And don't forget, as I say, this is freeware, so someone has made this out of love, and not for anything else. They've just done it for the love of Xplane, which is exactly how I started. When I was doing airports, I was developing airports myself. When I first got Xplane in 2012, and the only reason I'd started developing was because there was not a Cardiff airport available on the org or anywhere else. So that's what I did. So the freeware, once again, the freeware market is just absolutely incredible, and sometimes it's very difficult to keep up with everything that comes out. You look on xplane.org, and that's my main go-to site, is that there's just so much stuff that comes out on a daily basis, and that includes liveries, sceneries, utilities, all sorts of things. It's just mind-blowing, and that's before we go looking at any other sites such as XPFR or as Simrus or any of the other numerous sites all over the world that support Xplane. And it's it's just such an exciting simulator to be involved in, and I'm involved at a level whereby I meet Austin Mayer on kind of a regular basis, when he comes to the UK. Some really well-known people such as Bob Sidwick and a few other people that I know, John Venemer from Orbex, and Mungo, when unfortunately Mungo is no longer with us, from Flight 1, Derek from PC Pilot. I know all of these people, and I've known them for a number of years now. And from 2012, when Xplane 10 came out, I was saying, this is the simulator for the future, and I could see that it was going to be incredible, and it is proven to be so. We're on Xplane 11 now. We're only kind of a little way into the Xplane 11 run, and it's just amazing. smelly games. I think XP is also a lot easier to create scenery than FSXP 3D, as the tools to make scenery there is really difficult to get your head around. Correct. And you know, I'll tell you this. Well, I've been in flight simulation for years, and I was, you know, FS 2000, I think FS 95 or FS 5 was my first one, and then, you know, I went through the whole range. I never wanted to build scenery. I looked at the process, and it was AFCAD and it was AC3D and all sorts of silly stuff, and I had no interest in it at all. And then I got Xplane and, you know, did a little bit of reading, and there I am. I was building scenery. Not, you know, I built a number of sceneries, but I knew that for my skills to increase, I would need to learn SketchUp and photo texturing, and I was never very good at that. Anyway, let's get back to Cologne. As you can see, I turned on static traffic parked, and amazingly, all the traffic that's parked is, let me have a closer look here, is cargo. So you've got UPS, because this is a major UPS hub, yeah? It's all UPS. Oh no, we got some FedEx there as well, some FedEx. So this is really looking something special now, and even now it seems as though there are more moving vehicles as well. And over there we've got Eurowings and Condor, so that, you know, there are some domestic, international and domestic flights, but now it looks more like an airport, doesn't it? And over here we've got the main terminal. This is the passenger terminal, so there's Ryanair over there, Eurowings, there's an American Airlines aircraft there. I'm not quite sure whether that is wholly accurate, but it doesn't look that bad at all, does it? You know, it begins to look like an airport now, and this terminal, I must admit, is very well drawn. Now, I'm using X-Europe, and unfortunately the day has gone a bit cloudy and a bit misty, but you can see, you know, the city of Cologne is so well represented using X-Europe from SimHeaven, or SimHeaven's X-Europe. Really, really good, superb, but my main focus should be the airport, so let's carry on having a look. Is this a 4K monitor? No, it is not a 4K monitor. This is a 29. This monitor is from LG. It's a 29-inch ultra high def, ultra wide monitor. They call it ultra wide. It's 29-inch. It is a very wide monitor. I'll take a picture of it and put it up on. I'll take a picture of my setup one and put it up on Facebook at some point or another on the Facebook group. So. I mean, regarding 4K, you get a 4K monitor, yeah, fine, but you will get a reduction in frame rates, not frame rates, resolution. It's crazy. So you buy yourself a 4K monitor, you will lose some resolution, and you can possibly lose some frame rates as well. Okay, so here we go. This is when some things go a little awry. So what Cedric has used, he's used orthophoto scenery probably for his overlay, you know, for his airport overlay. But as you can see here, there's this car park in the center, and it looks like, is it a multi-story? I think it must be, because it's somewhat yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's not a multi-story. It's just a, well, it could be a multi-story car park, but unfortunately he hasn't drawn it as such, and so what we have is just an orthophoto overlay there, which is 2D, so it's just a picture, and it kind of looks okay from a distance, but you know, you get somebody like me messing around and doing things like this, it just doesn't look right, which is a shame, but from a distance it kind of looks okay. So you know, it would be nice to see that sorted out, but you know, I can understand what he's done, because the airport, you know, primarily would look like that. Looking at some of these buildings here, I'm not sure that these are custom buildings, but he's textured the roofs, but also at some point he's attempted to put 3D units in. I think I know how he's done this, so let's go inside. Yeah, as I thought. So what he's done, he's created a number of buildings and stack them together to create an overall impression, which is great. Yeah, using different heights, and the same with the top one there. But unfortunately, and this is a limitation on Cedric's part, but it's not a bad thing. He's just photo textures. He's textured the roofs with photos, which is fine. And it's what we all did, you know, when we first start. When you get to, you know, you get the likes of Mr. X6.